Hey guys, Baker here with another Call of Dragons video, and today we're looking at a spender's guide, which is tailored mostly towards endgame players like T4.5, T5 players that are looking at the best bundles they can buy. We are including all the seasonal bundles, and Alarelf took the time to analyze every single one of them, and we will, break them down for you, tell you the value, and then in the end put them in a tier list. So if you're not sure on what to spend your money on in Call of Dragons, stick around and watch this guide. Let's hop into it. Okay. Hey Alarelf, happy to have you, man. You want to introduce yourself a little and what you did?
Yeah, happy to be here. I'm Alarelf, officer at SCL, originally from 471 server, now 4442 server, final server of the bracket 400s. Yeah,
Nice.
happy to be here.
Yeah, really happy to have you, man. I looked a bit through the data already, and it's really impressive what you did. I've been always trying to find, the best way to gauge how to spend my money in Call of Dragons efficiently, right? And I think most of us are, trying to do that to some extent. Yeah, so want to explain just a brief, how you got to that data?
Yeah, so basically, it's because usually I'm frustrated with how it happens on the game that you have a bundle.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know the frequency of such bundles and when they happen, you end up spending on a useless bundle for that point in time. But you don't really know, okay, did I get the most out of my money or not? And especially for players that don't buy all the way to the gold chest, so the mid-level players,
Mm-hmm.
mid spenders,
Yeah.
they also don't have the visibility, okay, once I buy stone, what's going to be on the iron, what's going to be on the bronze. And I think there's information about this somewhere on the internet, but I made this one out of my own purchases.
Yeah.
And with the help of people in our alliance who sent the screenshots of their purchases. And so we tabulated it, and then in this way we have like a whole sheet that is the most up to date what contains in the bundles. Yeah. I started it like this, and then I decided, well, since now I have all this information, maybe I can compare them against one another, and to get like to gauge, okay, maybe instead of buying the Roots of Ages, if I'm close to a pass opening, maybe I buy the Pass Through Flames,
Yeah,
or to make decisions.
That's the two we see right now as well, right? And those are
Yeah.
usually almost always at the same time, I feel. Like often they overlap, right? And that was one of the early things I already realized that Pass Through Flames, at least back then when I checked, was better than Roots of Ages, for example. And here you can probably like calculate it exactly, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about this one in detail. Yeah, but we can talk about first the Roots of Ages. I think the
Okay.
Roots of Ages,
Mm-hmm.
compared to all of the bundles I analyzed, is the most consistent bundle. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's like it would be your bread and butter for comparing with other bundles because it offers across the tiers
Mm-hmm.
a consistent price. Yeah, so for example, for every dollar spent,
Mm-hmm.
you get a exact same amount of hours and exact same amount of mana
Okay.
on the Roots of Ages on every tier level. So if you divide the amount of mana by dollar figure,
Mm-hmm.
then even on stone, iron, bronze, silver, or gold, they are nearly identical. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
So
it's
you can
not
say,
like the Heroes of Tamaris where you get 2 gold keys at $5 and then only 3 at 10, for example, or something like that. Or gold heads, I
exactly,
mean.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say from what I analyzed, this is the most efficient, bundle. Like even if you're just buying the stone there,
Mm-hmm.
or if you're going all the way to the gold bundle, you're
Yes.
always paying the same amount for speed ups and paying the same amount for the mana quantity that you get. So I'd say this is my starter analyze bundle, and I didn't know up until I started comparing them that
Mm-hmm.
where this one sits. Yeah, but also it's continuously is for me the most basic purchase bundle that you should do. Like if you're a mid-tier and a high-tier spender, it's always a good to buy bundle. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it depends on your budget.
Fair. With its frequency though, I feel like this one is pretty much out for low spenders. Or would you say like buying just the stone and iron would still be a good idea for low spenders?
I'd say like again, because it's such a consistent bundle, yeah, buying the stone and arrow definitely gives you some edge, but only on the higher tiers you actually get enough things to make it meaningful. You see, you only have 13 hours speed up and only not even 1,000,000 mana on the stone.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's a very low, return. It really depends on what you want to do there. What's your deal with it? I usually always buy all the way to the gold because you also get the reserve legions and they can be good in the future when you're trying to speed train something.
Yeah. Or preparing for SLE or similar.
Yeah. So I'd say this is a bundle for someone who say created a budget, how much they're gonna spend on the game. And they decide, okay, at this point in time, it makes sense for me to buy the Roots of Ages as opposed to any other bundle. Yeah. In saying that, you can see that the one below it, just below the pass-through flames, for example, it's slightly better placed than the one above. You can see, for example,
the mana is a bit higher.
Yeah, it's a bit higher. You get more reserve legions, and you get slightly more speed ups on every tier. Yeah. So, for instance, if you always have the Roots of Ages and the Pass-Through Flames happening at the same time, but you only have budget to buy one of them, I would rather buy Pass-Through Flames over Roots of Ages any day. Yeah.
Okay.
This is one of the points.
That's what I thought too. Like I saw them up against each other, and I was preparing for some event, and then like I was already at a higher tier, and I just realized this is just way better, right? And then I just decided to max this one instead. The Path Through Flames. So
you can also mention that I'm not really going to be talking about the general resources here, like gold, wood, and ore. Because just for a medium high spender, you just get them from your purchases of bundles. You can see the Pass-Through Flames offer also better value on gold, wood, and ore.
Yeah.
But I kind of disregard those part of the bundles. I'm more interested in first time the speed ups.
Yeah.
And second place mana. Pretty much even close place, to be honest. And
fair.
then the reserve legions as a bonus type of article. Yeah,
that is fair. The game values the reserve legions quite high. I saw like whenever they write this 1,100% value or whatever. But yeah, mana and speed ups is what we're looking for usually, right?
Yeah, I always wondered how they were calculating this value. Yeah, and then after doing this analysis, I figured out how they calculate it. So when you have in your membership shop, you actually have those items that you can purchase any point in time.
I can show it quick.
Gems.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
not this one.
It's here.
Yeah.
At this one.
That one, yes, exactly. Yeah.
So it's those values, yeah.
So those values there, they actually are they get better as you buy more items or stronger items. So the value at the 3-day speed up per hour, for example, is what they base on to calculate the bundle overall worth. Yeah. So when you go back to our sheets, you will see, for example, if you were to tabulate the cost of gold, wood, ore on the Roots of Ages, for example, and the cost of mana, if you were to purchase through that membership shop there, then you would get 1,200 and nearly 200% value from that shop when compared. So that's what that value is about. Unless
Exactly. Yeah.
some game developer corrects me, that's what I think it is about.
No, that's 100% correct. It's also important to note that the higher the speed up is, the cheaper it gets, right? Like for example, a 3-day you would need 10 would cost you 44,000 for 30 days, but a 30-day costs you only 40,000, right?
Yeah.
This is especially important for the goblin market, right? Showing you those minus 60%, for example, and so on. But I feel like that's a whole other video. We could, talk for ages about that. Because I kind of did my calculations on this too. But if we go back to the bundles, so basically so far what we said is like pass through flames. If it's up at the same time with Roots of Ages and you have to choose, you definitely take pass through flames. Which is, by the way, one of my favorite bundles as well for speed ups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Now we go to the like seasonal sort of event type of bundles.
Yeah, like the Blizzard Journey we have at the moment. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see that Blizzard Journey immediately offers a very good value on almost everything compared to the others. Yeah, the level of the mana costs is higher on the lower tiers for the lower chests and lower tiers of purchase. They are already higher than the pass-through flames.
Yeah.
And also the speed ups you get, although it's a bit low in the lower tiers, the overall you're getting 8 days of training and 16 days of training with the whole bundle purchase. At the end of it. So it's a bundle that is very good. It makes sense, but you have to buy the whole tier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also this one is one of the ones you can repeat the gold chest 3 times. So it even adds more value. In here, I'm just to compare apples with apples. I'm only talking about the different tiers.
Yeah.
But again, some of them you are allowed to buy the chest, the gold chest a few times, which I definitely recommend for the players to do once they have the budget to do it. Because at the gold chest tier, you're always getting more.
Fair. Although this one seems, at least from the numbers here, like it would also equally go up. Like the $50 is exactly the half value of the $100 pack.
Yeah, you're right. It's a flat rate. Yeah, so you have 31 cents per hour spent on that one, which is already better than the pass-through flames. That one is 0.36 cents per hour spent on bundle.
Yeah.
So the value of speed ups is already better and consistent across, like we said about the Roots of
War.
Ages. The Blizzard Journey bundle is a very consistent cost, like how much you get speed up per hour and mana per hour. So for example, the bundle of is 31 cents per hour in the Blizzard Journey, and 200,000 mana per dollar spent. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very good value bundle. Not to mention also the reserve
Legions,
Legions, which is already starting off better than the pass-through flames. So again, this is like a superior bundle in my opinion than the pass-through flames. But only happens once a season. Yeah.
That is true. Although it kind of covers 2 buys of pass-through flames because you can max it, get the $100 bundle 2 times more, right? Technically.
Yeah, I'm sure that one you can get the 2 times more. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember if the pass-through flames you can get this gold chest 3 times.
I think the Roots of War for sure, if I remember, the Roots of Ages. Pass-through flames, I don't remember if I could got it 3 times. But maybe someone in the comments can tell us. Either way, the value stays the same, right?
Yeah,
okay,
the value stays the same. I mean, overall, unlocking the chance to buy the gold chest is also value on its own. So if the player definitely has the ability to buy 2-3 gold chests on the bundle, it's really good value on it already. Yeah, because you've already got there, then might as well spend the extra one.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, then yeah, so this Blizzard Journey, I definitely recommend it, and I recommend it over the Pass Through Flames, and recommend it over the Roots of Ages,
Yeah.
because if you're spending, say, in that point in time, you have budget to spend on at least one. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a no-brainer to get the Blizzard Journey over those ones that were spoken before. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then below that we get the more event-oriented bundles. Yeah, so
Mhm.
the Great High bundles, which to me is one of the most insane bundles, in my opinion, with what you get.
Which
Yeah.
is like once every 3 months approximately, like 91
Yeah.
days, I think, if I remember correct for GH. Um,
Yes,
okay.
they get a worse off value on general resources, which we really don't talk much about, but they get a lot of mana, yeah, which at that point in time
Mhm.
you will definitely need mana
Mana,
for
yeah.
the higher great heights. Because great heights, when it's aligning up with the KVK, for example, you have to spend a lot of mana to train, but you need that mana to fight, yeah.
That's true.
So you can see on your total, yeah, you're getting 64 million mana
Yeah.
on that bundle, which
Versus
is
37.
pretty, yeah, and that is our better Blizzard Journey is already better than the one before, and the one before that. So this one is even higher than this. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that the speed ups are slightly worse, right? If we look at
Yeah,
that, we have
they
like
are yeah, they're equivalent to Pass Through Flames. Yeah.
Mhm.
The same equivalent as Pass Through Flames. Yeah. But again,
Okay.
there's always a better way to spending your gems. I don't really solely rely on bundles to get speed ups. I think daily activities offer you always a better value for the speed ups than just the bulk buying bundles. You know,
Yeah.
21 days. Sometimes you can get just from buying every single deal you get on the Goblin Market. Yeah,
Yeah.
depending on your luck.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so Great Heights
And
bundle, you would say for anyone that's either competing in GH or needs the speed ups and mana is a definite buy every 3 months. It should be
yeah,
maxed.
yeah, it's a definite buy. And if the Grey Heights is coming at the same time as Roots of Ages or the Pass
Mhm.
a bundle, then I would say Great Heights is a better investment than the other two
Yeah.
if you're your budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know it's a little bit difficult in the game sometimes to know when certain things comes. So for instance, at several times about Roots of Ages,
Yeah.
and then the past meal. And then I'm like, oh, I wish I know, or I wish I sort of thought about it more clearly
Mhm.
to buy the right bundle. But then again, with this, I try to estimate the frequency, so the Roots of Ages 14 days, the Pass Through Flames every time you have a pass, and then the higher and higher every 90 days. Yeah, so if that
Yeah.
one appears, and you're thinking of spending on the other two, then I would definitely not. If you only have the budget for them, but if you have a budget for all of them, then just definitely do.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah,
Okay, so higher and higher brings us to the next event, which is basically
yeah.
the last time it was Zhangzi with Love, right? Or what
Yeah.
was the current one, the summer one? Those are comparable?
It's the summer heights. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They are comparable to an extent.
Hmm.
Doing this analysis, I realize that some of them are really much better than others,
Yeah.
and we can talk about it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, for instance, this one is the one from May 2025,
Hmm.
and it's a really good value on mana. It's placed, I think, slightly lower than the
Greatest
higher and
heights.
higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you actually get 3 days more speed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you have the swap event. So I call these events, so this one specifically a swap event. Yeah, you get basically an item, and then you have those swap multi-level events.
Yeah.
And I believe on this one you can also buy the gold chest multiple times,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, or
3 times
they
usually,
have the
yeah.
yeah, and in that one specifically, I think it's good value when you're swapping those items for what you need for your account, but the base of it is really good.
Yeah.
So I'd say this is a definitely I placed that one on a higher priority list than the others because it's happening most times in random times. I mean, I predicted it's once every 45 days estimated
Mm-hmm.
based on the May and the July one.
Yeah.
And I think that's the occurrence from the top of my head. But again, if it lines up with any other bundles, I would prioritize this one depending on your budget.
Yeah. I also feel like you have like one of these every season almost. Like you could say it that way. Like I can't remember a season where there was no swap event kind of lately. But I could be
Yeah, I think sometimes I feel like there's more than one.
yeah.
I wish there was a full release calendar of what happens in a season. Maybe in the future video we might be able to figure it out because I'm always now on the watch of the frequency of those bundles
Yeah.
because really planning budget
Mhm.
depends on the frequency.
Of
But
course,
yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely a good bundle, but they've improved it in my opinion from the May 2025 event to the
Mhm.
July 2025 event is already much better in my opinion.
Mhm.
You can see this is the basic one that you buy from the daily the great value bundles, which
Mhm.
like have your basic bundles, and this is already very good at speed up level, and you can see it offers
Oh,
slightly lower
that
mana.
that's maybe important to note. Yeah, this one is basically like the Blizzard Journey, which you can buy only
Yeah.
once, right? That's like a special event
Uh-huh.
one. And this Joys of Summer was one that you could max technically every day, right?
Yes, you could max that one every day. And when you look at this one, when you compare it to our what I call the bread and butter of bundles, which is the
Mhm.
Roots of Ages,
Yeah,
uh, it's already much better than Roots of Ages. Yeah, so you
has
can
more
see the overall
mana,
amount
I see,
and more speed ups as
and
well.
more speed ups as well. Yeah. Plus, of course,
And
as you said, it's a swap event where if you really are in need of speed ups, you can just buy a lot of speed ups on top with it. Like 15 is basically 15 times 60 minutes, right? For example, or
right
here the
here.
balls, right? You can always get speed ups for 1 to 1.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hmm.
So this one, I'd say if it occurs at the same time as Roots of Ages, I would always pick that one over the Roots of Ages. I mean, for
Yeah,
obvious reasons. Yeah.
yeah.
And then if you scroll down a little bit, we have the Joys of Summer. Yeah, the Waves
Hmm.
and Winds from the same swap event that you would get the beach ball little items
Hmm.
there. But also on that one, we get the lucky chest, which is that chest you open a few times
Hmm.
and it gives you the. So I think this is the equivalent of the one before, the one we've spoken before, the Joys of Summer.
Yeah.
But it also
It's like
includes
Zongzi,
these
yeah.
luck.
Hmm.
Yeah. If you can see, like from the other one and this one, I could not locate this lucky chest. I know definitely in the past I had this lucky chest,
Hmm.
but this one also offers excellent value
Yeah,
I
it
mean, it's a luck bait, but yeah,
yeah, but it works in a way where you have like 4 chances to upgrade the chest, right? And the higher the tier, the better the possible rewards are. And
yeah,
if it's a
and
legendary chest and you get one of the super rare rewards, which is what makes it a bit special, is if you get like, for example, 100 pet tokens or reroll, sorry, 100 pet regens, you also spawn a gold chest for the alliance at the same time.
Yeah, it's a very good bundle. Like
Yeah.
so whenever you're trying to so I couldn't establish why Waves and Winds had the lucky chest, but the other one before that didn't have, maybe because one is once per season
Hmm.
and the other one is once per so planetary seasons as opposed to game seasons. I
Hmm.
think because this was linked with summer, and I remember we had a winter one in the past,
True.
and I think that's when you actually get the lucky chest. And whereas the Zongzi, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is more linked with like a season. I'm not sure if it's to do with spring or it's to do with the actual season of the game. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. There was
and
also the one
that
for the
one,
Chinese New Year, I think, for example. Wasn't
yes.
there also
So you
something?
always
Yeah.
have to be in the lookout for the ones that have this lucky chest because they are offering already the base of them. It's already excellent. You can see there's
Yeah.
25 days speed ups on the total purchase, plus insane amount of mana with the total purchase,
Yeah.
and then you get on top of that the swap event um, item,
Currency. Yeah.
and you get you get on top of that the lucky chest.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. This is definitely one of the best value bundles I feel you can get usually with the
yeah,
swaps and so on, because you get a lot of also like gold heads if you want. You get like all those little things, that is nice to have, like retrainings and yeah. Or if you're
yeah.
a big spender, you can go and get pet fruits, which are quite rare and hard to get. And these are one of the only events where you can get those pet fruits, like either the random ones or the choice ones, right?
Yeah, and also like some players do not know that some players ask me, "Oh, I can only buy the pet fruits as SVIP,"
Hmm.
but it's not true. You can actually get them through those swap events,
Yeah.
but you have to spend a lot more than you usually would. So if you have like you just need a couple of pet fruits, maybe 10 or 15 pet fruits, and you have the budget to do it, you don't need to wait all the way to SVIP, so you can buy your first pet fruit bundle. You
Hmm.
could actually just wait for these events, and then watch out for the bundle that has the lucky chest, and because it'll give you the best value.
Hmm.
And then all the way when you buy on the swap event, you can see that the last level of it, once you unlock it, you'll be able to buy pet fruits. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think you need at least 3 gold chests to unlock that one. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's something I wanted to say, because the thing is, the pet fruits are in tier 4 and 5. So basically how this works is you have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, where you can spend those beach balls, right? And you unlock the next tier always by spending enough beach balls in the previous tier, right? And to reach the
yeah,
highest tier of the selector pet fruits, it needs quite a lot of beach balls. So you definitely
yeah,
will have to max this and maybe buy some extra of the normal joys of summer, and do your free to play stuff as well, of course, and so on. Like if you're really into those pet fruits, like you won't get there with just a bronze chest or something. That's just something to keep in mind, right?
yeah. That's all right. Okay. Now so with that bundle done, now we can move on to the what I call the skin bundles. I really don't like those bundles,
The
and I
scam
bought them
bundles
myself.
is good, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So we have the
Heroes of
Heroes of
Tamaris,
Tamaris.
yeah, and March of Conquerors.
Hmm.
These are available free to buy them and daily. Yeah. So you can see that there's a big sticker saying 1,000% worth value on the bundle, but
Hmm.
when you look at it with a magnifier, yeah, let's look at the mana, for example. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're getting only 2 million mana at the gold chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is 10 times less than any other bundle we've spoken about before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's abysmal low.
Yeah, it's you do get the shards for the heroes, but
Hmm.
I would rather. I mean, almost only if I'm doing like if I really need to max this hero right now for the moment in game, I would buy this bundle.
Mhm.
But because I feel like, once you're buying the hero shard 20 hero shards, it's
Mhm.
like you just saving yourself a week, basically, yeah? Because in 1 week you can get 20 hero shards at the basic, yeah, for sure.
At the honor
You're doing
shop,
like
you mean, for 1,000 gems?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and the membership shop, if you're at a high VIP level, you can get this hero shards already immediately, pretty much.
Yeah, I can
But if
show
you're
that.
in, yeah,
These are the ones we talk about, which
spill down
there.
on the
Which is
top.
also
Yeah,
important to note, it's minus 60%, so now we know what they value them at, right? Basically,
yeah,
for those calculations. Same with those legendary titans. Those are super high valued, Like they're 3,000 for a
yeah.
lucky medal, right? And that's how this percentage comes around.
Yeah. So when I look at this bundle, I think it's could be important for early on in the game,
Hmm.
but for us a little bit later in game, I think it makes less sense.
Hmm.
And I would rather, not spend on this bundle in a post purchase and then save yourself for Roots of Ages or Pass Through Flames or any other bundle, basically.
Yeah,
Because the value you're getting is it's only a value on patience, really, because if you wait another couple of weeks, you would
yeah,
have the exact same amount of shards. But again, if you want to do a large push and you really want to get this 40 hero shards in total by buying the complete gold chest and then repeating the shards again for
yeah.
20 for 80 or I think 100. I think it goes up to 80. Yeah,
Well,
you should definitely, but I don't think it's a worth bundle in my
yeah,
opinion. I think they would have to increase mana much more for me to actually be interested in this bundle.
yeah, I do agree. Especially what I think here is like this is obviously something that's for very high spenders, like that, all the bundles we talked about are basically better value. The only option I can see doing is if you see here, like you get 2 hero shards at the $5. If you do it like kind of like a daily as a mid high spender, right? It has the
Yeah,
best value out of all the other packs, right? If you divide it down by price, right?
right.
Because you only
Yeah,
pay
you're
250
getting
per shard, right?
uh,
So if
it
that's
gets
something
worse.
long
Like,
term,
yeah,
okay, that
and
brings
then
us
we come down
to March
yeah.
of Conquerors.
This one is, I think, the worst of all.
Okay.
The worst of all. Yeah. You do get the reserve legions with 32,000, but you
Hmm.
also get better reserve legions at the other bundles we've spoken above. And you
Important
do
to
get
note here, just asking, the total is always like the 185, right?
yeah,
Like basically,
185.
it's not 385, just to make sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Because I
Yeah,
think
so I'm
this one
just
you can
trying to
buy 3 times, right? The $100 bundle.
yeah, both of them, Hero Tamaris
Hmm.
and March of Conquerors, you can buy the chest 3 times.
Hmm.
But again, not all of these bundles you can. So I'm trying to compare apples with apples,
Yeah,
And so we can have a level head about, which bundles are better than other bundles and
yeah.
when they happen, which should I prefer,
Hmm.
depending on the bundle. Yeah.
Hmm.
So this one I think it's not offering a good value on speed up at all.
Mm-mm.
It only offers you on the total purchase, yeah, of one gold chest, 10 million mana. But even if you repeat that, it's only another 6 million mana
Yeah,
you get that.
yeah.
So this is like for me the worst bundle that you could spend your money on. I mean, if you were a really high spender, kraken basically,
Yeah.
and you really want to push something, yeah, then definitely worth it. But I would only buy this bundle in desperation mode, I really need the gems. I'm buying it for the gems, nothing else. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Just better than buying
So say
the
for example,
pure gems, right? In the end.
yeah,
Yeah,
because it
I
comes with the
agree.
gems. You know,
Mhm.
this is the only reason why I would buy basically these two bundles is the gems. I would never buy much of Congress. I
Yeah,
did buy it in the past, but
me
I
too.
regret it
Yeah,
deeply.
same, same.
Yeah.
The only thing I
And
do
more
remember is the research one that I bought on my T5 push, right? I think I bought the research bundle. What was it called again? Um,
uh,
the Path of Knowledge.
yeah, I did not really analyze those ones because it's really hard to compare
Mhm.
bundles. So the whole exercise of this is to compare bundles with what they are worth. Yeah.
Yeah,
So only really the training speed ups and general bundles actually offer equal level. Whereas if you go on the other bundles,
yeah,
it's more subjective, you know,
that's true.
which is it depends on your research level, what you need to push on right now. You know, it's really player dependent, so they kind of have to make their own decision. So which makes this guide a little bit more T5 or T4.9 focused
Mhm.
rather than like an overall player spending
Yeah,
guide. I don't know.
this is definitely not for a starter, right? Player that just started playing the game and wants to know, That's why I already said in the intro, right? I'm not talking about, you buying the monthly pack or the battle pass or something like that. Like, there's enough videos on that. We're just focusing on the end game bundles, right? Okay, so we went through all of them.
Except the treasure and the first two bundles
True,
that
we
I
left
put
them at
right
the
at the top.
top. Yep. So basically,
We left them for last.
the Treasure Forge and the Change of Fortune. Let's start with the Treasure Forge. It is a very situational bundle, right? Like, if you need an artifact, then obviously it's unlimited value, you could say.
So in my
Ask.
opinion, this is really a player dependent. Yeah.
Mhm.
So for example, for me, it was important in some to get me an edge in the battle and get the artifact I wanted
Yeah.
because I when I have a march, I always have to have a mastered artifact, you know, otherwise I don't feel good.
Yeah.
So the this one I buy it when I need it basically, but at the end game level,
Mhm.
you will need less and less artifacts until a new generation of artifacts is released. And
That's
then
true.
once you get a new generation artifacts released, then maybe you'll get this bundle. But I would definitely recommend just saving up from the daily swaps,
Mhm.
these keys,
Weekly
because if you
swaps,
already
yeah.
mastered, yeah, if you already master, you're in a good level with your artifacts. So you can get weekly. I think it's five um, coins. Yeah,
Yeah.
five
5 per week,
coins.
yeah.
5 per week. I mean, it's still like you need 10 weeks to get to a gold chest level, but it still gives you a good edge, I think,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Yeah.
And they added the treasure keys now, the forged artifact keys, to a lot of like those pop-up bundles, right? To
Correct.
some of them it's added and you can get them there. Like, I don't know, I somehow end up with enough keys almost for a full
I
90
have a trick,
pool
you
without buying the chests even too much, lately.
Yeah, I have a pro tip actually.
Mhm.
So when you say, for example, in the forge, yeah, you have a list of artifacts,
Yeah.
and every time you max any of the artifacts that listed on the forge at that point in time,
Hmm.
you so mean like you level it up all the way to level 60 or level 40 actually.
Yeah.
I think it's level 40. You get a pop-up.
Yeah.
And then that pop-up, instead of including regular keys, it includes treasure forge keys. But
True.
for instance, I have all the artifacts, yeah,
Hmm.
and then but some of them are in level 1. But if they are occurring in the treasure forge at that point in time, what I do is I level them up to level 40,
Mm-hmm.
and then I get the pop-ups. I buy the key pop-ups, and then I have the treasure forge keys, yeah, which is basically getting you the iron level chest, I think 5 times. But I need to do a little bit more analysis on the value of those bundles, pop-up
I
bundles
think
compared
they're
to this.
way better than this, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I think so too. I
yeah.
think they don't offer mana, much mana on them, I think, but from memory. But
Mhm.
when you're buying it, you really buy it for the keys, not really for the mana. So
Exactly, yeah.
it, yeah,
Plus
it's definitely worth.
plus to also add on the treasure forge in general, I feel like the value went a bit up since there's exemplars, right? So like even getting bad artifacts is good now, right? Because you can use them to pull in the exemplar wish. So I think that value
Exactly.
is like really player dependent and especially on your budget, right? Like if you're a high spender, you will most likely max this every time just to get those copies, to get the exemplars going, and especially if they keep adding
Yeah,
exemplars, right? That you want.
yeah, yeah. Then I think again this bundle it's good
Mm-hmm.
bundle depending on your situation
Mm-hmm.
where you're at the minute with your account, but definitely if you want to push a little bit more and get the pop-up bundles, just make sure that if you have a level 1 artifact that is on the treasure forge at the minute, so that's very important. You can't just level up any artifact, it has
Mm-hmm.
to be one of the choices, yeah, on the
Oh,
treasure
that's
forge.
something I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, because if you level up like an artifact that is not on the treasure forge, then you get regular keys, yeah.
So it has to be currently on the forge. Yeah, that's a really
So
good tip.
if you really want to get the pop-up bundles and accumulate more
Mm-hmm.
keys for a future treasure forge pool, yeah,
Yeah.
just make sure you look at all the options that your current treasure forge is at. See if you have any of these artifacts that are level 1 in your inventory already, and
Mm-hmm.
max them to level 40. And
Mm-hmm.
then you get the pop-ups, get the treasure forge keys, and then reforge them later and rinse and repeat, you know?
Yeah, fair, fair, fair. Wow. Yeah, that's a good idea. So for higher spenders, just to note, is basically maxing that pack to the $100, like up to the $100, gives you basically one guaranteed. And if you also calculate the gems, um, you can get another guaranteed with just the gems, basically.
Correct.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, and those last for I think 3 days it is, and you can buy this bundle every day. The
Yeah,
treasure
whilst the
force.
forge is up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
while the forge is up, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us to the change of fortune,
Yeah. Change
which.
of Fortune is, yeah, the one of the most value bundle, but not directly inferred from the bundle, I think, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Yeah. Again, you get shards
Yeah,
from spinning the wheel, and it's a lucky based
yeah,
bundle. So every time you get the shards and you can spin the wheel and you have a chance on your chosen hero to get either 10 shards or one general shard or one shard of the hero of
yeah,
choice, plus the resources that come as well.
yeah. And the speed
And
ups.
I feel I feel like much like the treasure forge, it depends on the player choice and their account at the moment.
Mhm.
Definitely, if you're investing in heroes, is better buying this than any other hero-related bundle, such as the Heroes of Tamaris. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. Like if you're working
yeah,
on a current hero, change of fortune, like depending on your budget, of course, but I can show it because it's is it still going in our server right now? Um,
and so yeah,
yeah, so exactly because you get those special chests, right? And
yeah,
usually like you want to go at least to 45 or 100, right, depending on your budget. And most high spenders usually go all the way and do the 200 pulls, right? Because
yeah.
it's such a worth
Which is
bundle because you get speed ups, you get resources, you get the gold tokens, right? um,
yeah,
it's just value all over the place, I feel, in this one.
yeah. So this bundle, these two bundles, the Treasure Forge and the Change of Fortune. I mean, we can't really compare with the ones below them, like the Roots of Ages, the one we've spoken before, because they are very situational.
Yeah.
It really depends on your account.
Yeah.
Really. But they are really, I think, on the guide of high spenders. When you're in the minute that you're okay, should I buy the Roots of Ages or should I buy the Treasure Forge or Change of Fortune? It will really depend on how what are you doing at the minute, but I will always prioritize them over the regular bundles.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Okay. Should we make the tier list? Let's do it.
Yeah. So we begin with the Roots of Ages, I think.
Yeah, because we said it's like a baseline, right? Kind of.
Yeah, let's put it on the B one just for starter, and then we can maybe make a decision.
From okay, yeah, I see what you're doing. That's good, yeah. So that's like the mid bundle kind of. The baseline bundle.
Then we have the pass, which is already better than it, and I can tell you in a minute.
It should be.
I'd say like, yeah, it could be a B plus in my opinion, not an A. If the Roots of Ages is B, then Pass for Flames will be a B plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's slightly better than that one. Yeah. But because it occurs so much more often than the other next bundles we'll talk about, maybe we can class it as an A bundle. For instance, the next one would be the Blizzard Journey that you have there. Yeah. This is also in the order of what we've spoken. Yeah. That would definitely be an S bundle. Yeah.
Level. I would say so too. Yeah. But it's only once per season.
Yeah, maybe an A plus bundle, probably. But yeah, an S bundle. Leave it at A, and then we save the S for the best ones. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
And then after this, we have the Higher and Higher, which is for the Great Heights bundle.
Yeah.
Which, if you remember from where we've spoken before, is already very good mana.
It's definitely before Blizzard, right? Even.
Yeah, I think it's above Blizzard. Yeah, and then we have the seasonal events, the swap events, the multi-level swap events, and then I would place that definitely on A. This one on A, yeah, just because you got a better one, yeah, and this one is definitely an A for me. And then
the Joy of Summer.
Joy of Summer, which is already better than because you have the swap items.
Yeah, should be better than the 2, right? I would also place it like with the Zongzi with Love, right? But it doesn't have the chest, the gold chest that you can roll, right? Like the Waves and Winds, and it's just slightly worse in general, right, than the Waves and Winds.
Yeah, and I think the Waves and Winds for me is the S bundle.
It's the absolute S tier, yeah. If you can only buy one thing, then that should be the one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then we go to the scam bundles. Heroes of Tamaris and March of Conquerors.
Yeah,
I'll definitely place that last.
Yeah, I would put them in D tier, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have these the Treasure Forge and Change of Fortune, which in my opinion, for my accounts, they are S bundles for sure. Yeah. Again,
it's very situational, right? That's why, like, since we did the tier list kind of as a baseline, I would it's just hard to put them in S because the pop-ups, for example, are better value for Treasure Forge, right? And like there are a few things that give you a better value even for keys, right? But of course, if you need that one artifact for your main march, then this is an S tier bundle. It's hard to place them.
So then maybe it's like maybe it could be a baseline, but for artifacts. So maybe a B tier,
Yeah, it could be a B tier. Yeah. Again, artifacts very important in the game. probably one of the most important things for damage. So I would definitely value them high, don't get me wrong. But I think the bundle itself, in terms of value for your whole, is very situational. If you don't need it, then I would not buy it, right? If there's like no artifact right now that I need, then it is not a bundle to buy even. Because you usually get enough. You get enough keys in that one treasure forge that you need, right? It's not like you have to prepare them in multiple forges beforehand.
Yeah. Now, the Heroes of Tamaris definitely would class them above the March Conquerors, yeah? So it would be a C for me, small correction.
You would put Heroes of Tamaris in C over March?
Yeah, I'd say so because, at the end of the day, if you need the shards, then it's definitely giving you that, like, so you kind of know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Whereas the March Conquerors, it's supposed to be a speed up bundle, but the speed ups are bad. So then I definitely agree from.
Yeah, and I can see it also from that point of view that the speed up bundles like Roots of Ages and Pass Through Flames and so on, like they're way more repetitive, whereas Heroes, like really just buying gold heads is not that many options, right? You have those special things where you can get them, right? But in a limited amount. And there's not very many, like, of course, the legendary Trailblazer, whenever you get a new legendary hero that pops up, is the best bundle in the game, right? For sure, by far. But those are, very limited. So I can agree with that. Yeah, I can see that. And where would we put the Change of Fortune then?
For me, for my account at the moment, is a S, because I'm developing heroes. So, in my personal opinion, that is an S. And
I agree.
Because you also get, when you spin it, you get resources and so on. But it can get really frustrating, that bundle, because you sometimes end up spending a lot and nothing for it, and sometimes you're spending a lot and you get like a full unlocked hero there. But so it depends if you dabble or not on the luck element of it.
Yeah. It has also like the guaranteed things, right, that you can calculate a little. And what a lot of people don't know is that the chances stack up and carry over to the next event. Like I could, for example, spin Bahorn now and not get his full hero, right? And then on the next one, I'll get it quite soon, guaranteed. So, that's something to put in perspective. But the mana is quite good. The speed ups are always the 5 times 3 hours, which is not bad if you get it. I feel in general it just gives you good value for your whole account. So I would also say.
Yeah, if you look at the wheel once more, you can see that like really only 1/3 of that wheel, the ore, mana, and gold, is actually the bad side of it. And maybe could argue that the metal as well. So I'd say maybe only 40% of these, when you're spinning the wheel, 60% chances you have to get a good thing, and 40% chances you have a chance to get like a bad thing.
I would honestly even say that the mana is not bad, because one pull is 1,000,000 mana, right? In the end.
Correct, yeah.
And if you look at, I think I didn't purchase this one, so we can see it actually, because if you look here at the baseline, you get 5 vouchers, right? So even if you get 5 times mana, it's 5,000,000 mana, right?
Yeah, and 5,000,000 mana is, I think, the gold chest for the Matcha Conquerors.
Yeah, exactly. For example, right? So Change of Fortune, in my opinion, is a great bundle.
Me too. Okay.
Okay, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think that's a great tier list.
Yeah, I think so too.
And we can, of course, expand on this further, right? The more bundles and data we can add. But I feel like it's a really good baseline for speed ups, and in general, like, should give people a good insight. Yeah. Thanks for all your work you did. That's amazing.
No, special thank you for all of the people that also send me the screenshots of the bundles they've purchased. And
True,
so I
for
could
every
compare.
tier. Yeah, especially.
Yeah. Most of it were from my own purchases, but yeah, but some people just send me some, and it was really good to compare because sometimes I was buying the bundles with the silver, not the gold, so it's really yeah, it was really helpful.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Alarelf, and I'll see you around.
See you around. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Bye bye.